Cyrus Carmack Belton lost his life because he was falsely accused of stealing 4 water bottles. Even though he didn't take them, he still lost his life because the gas station owner thought that his life was being threatened, or his son's life was being threatened. And because the Black community is upset due to this Rick Chow being acquitted of actually taking this child's life, they have the nerve to go on social media and speak so negatively about the people who are upset due to someone being acquitted over a crime they committed.
Yeah, so beautiful, so lovely. People, I'd like to welcome to you.
Hey, welcome to Spit Talk with Talia. And today we're going to talk more of a serious matter. So I was going to sit here and talk about Cyrus Carmack Belton and talk about his case and how the person who shot him got acquitted. But I decided to take a different approach because TikTok is going crazy. Social media is going crazy in reference to the acquittal of Rick Chow. He is the person who drew his weapon out and shot the 14-year-old boy. If you haven't heard the story, I don't know where have you been, but Cyrus Carmack Belton was a 14-year-old boy who went into a Shell gas station in South Carolina. I can't remember, but in Columbia, South Carolina. He went into the Shell gas station. He walked over to the refrigerator to pull out four bottled waters, and then when he realized he was being followed, or he felt like someone was looking at him, he decided to put the water bottle away. As this child is walking to the front, getting ready to leave. Now, mind you, let's scale back. This young man walked into the gas station with a book bag. He was instructed to leave the book bag at the front door, which he did. He left the book bag in the front, walked over to the refrigerator, pulled out 4 water bottles, realized, okay, I'm being watched. Let me put these water bottles back. I don't know it. In the surveillance video, it looks like he was tucking it, but he also had a pocket here. But he was wearing baggy clothes, kind of pushed him up against his body. He realized, okay, someone's looking at me, put the water bottles back. This young man walks to the front. He was accused of stealing. He said, I haven't stolen anything. He emptied out his pockets. Mind you, again, if you heard what I said, his book bag was in the front, so he couldn't tuck anything in his book bag. He empties out his pocket. See, I don't have anything. He gets his bag. He walks out. This child walks out calmly. Walks out, and then I don't know what got into the owners. Like, I don't know what got into him to where he felt like it was okay to chase after this child. So he runs out of the gas station to pursue Cyrus. His son follows him. Now you can see in the surveillance where Cyrus is walking around the corner and he's still calmly walking, not running, not darting off, until he realizes there's people following him. This child goes out, runs out, and he ends up tripping. After he trips, he gets up. He's trying to run off again. As he's running off again, he gets shot in the back. Based on the defense, they stated that Rick Chow, the person who shot this young man, was in fear of his son's life because Cyrus had pulled out a weapon out on him. Well, that was false. The pathologist also proved that that did not happen, and it wasn't physically possible to point a gun the way and to have the bullet wound that he had. So the fact that there was a surveillance that also proved that the child didn't steal anything. It was also proven based on science that that child didn't pull any weapon out, wasn't able to pull out a weapon and get shot where he got shot. And this man still got away with murder. There's no way around that. So, of course, the community is in an uproar. That child would never be able to graduate from high school, ever go to college, ever get married, never can have kids. And so we're upset. And we're upset because it's the same old story. So what's crazy about this situation is that we're upset, we're grieving, And then there are a few people in the Asian community that felt the need to speak out on this issue. So, because this occurred at a gas station that was owned by Asians, I guess Columbia community is, trying to, form a boycott to not support Asian owned businesses. So this particular person decided to go out. This TikToker or just presence on social media decided to go out and he posted a video, and this is what he said.
I love when the black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well. Get rid of the Jordans you guys wear, the Nikes you wear, the shower caps, the Hondas, the Hyundais, all your car electricians, the electronics in your house, the Sony, the TV system, your sound system, the microphones that you guys use to rap and speak about awareness for the black culture and the hip hop culture. Where do you think that's made in? That's made all in Asia. And here's another thing for you guys. You guys want us to leave the neighborhood so bad? Oh, Asian people are in our neighborhoods? We're in white neighborhoods. We have our own Chinatown. We have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to benefit?
This infuriated me more than just talking about the case itself, right? Because the fact that this man had the audacity to sit here and say that, at least based off what he's saying, that Asians don't need the black dollar, right? That they have their own communities where they put their own stores and they don't need us. Why is it that you feel the need to come into the black community if you don't need us? Why do you make sure that there is a beauty supply store in our neighborhoods, right? Because you expect the black woman to go in and get what they need from your business. And this is where I'm going to talk to us in general. When you hear stuff like this, at what point do you say, you know what? I will only support those who support us. When do we say enough is enough?
Need you guys to benefit off and make money. A lot of us do go to college as well. You're being outworked by immigrants who barely speak English, and you're not embarrassed? Go to the bank, start your own businesses, and deal with your own people. I want to see your own women get on their hands and knees and do pedicures and manicures and deal with nasty ass attitudes, okay? Please, boycott Asian business. I'm all for it.
How they see us is that they can poison us with their liquor stores, like he said, right? You go ahead and boycott us. There's no more liquor for you. Well, I'm okay with that theory. Remove them. And what's crazy is that he said that as if he knew that is our vice. And then so and that by saying something like that will say, you know what, never mind, we're not going to sit here and boycott because God forbid you remove the liquor stores from our neighborhoods that is killing us each and every day. And alcoholism is like one of the, other than fentanyl, it's one of the most dangerous drugs you could possibly ever consume. You can die from alcohol withdrawal. So yeah, remove them. But that was his pitch. That was his, I guess, his selling point to say, hey, well, if you get rid of us, then you won't have any liquor. You won't have your Chinese takeout. We don't need that either. We don't need that either, right? I think at this point, Black people can cook well enough that having Chinese food is not that big of a deal. Not having it is not that big of a deal. We can actually teach ourselves how to cook something and we'll be just fine. And again, why do you feel the need to implant yourself where you feel like you don't need to be? Or was there a point in history where white people didn't view you any more than they see Black people and placed you in the same communities that we were in? So you also had to thrive off of what we were thriving on. But this is what I sit here to say. I'm not going to sit here and say that every Asian person is the same. I'm not going to promote being disrespectful to others ever, right? As a community, we're hurting because another child's life was lost. But what I am going to say is, yeah, stop shopping at these beauty supply stores. Stop going to these Chinese restaurants. Stop going to gas stations that are not owned by, I don't know, just not owned by the, just stop spending your dollar, because this is what I'm going to say. You also have Asian content creators that are saying that, okay, well, it's, I'm not a racist. I'm not this. I'm not that. Cool. And you might be copping a plea because you already know that when we decide to boycott for real, right, you're going to lose money. Because I don't understand why people can't use Google because it's free. And they need to really start typing in how much Black people spend. And we make this shit go around. And if we actually, as a community, decide to really not spend money at places that don't value us, can you imagine the damage we could do? In times like this, where another life is lost senselessly, it's hard not to feel defeated. And it's hard not to sit here and overly think about, why us? Why is it always us? Why is it always one of our kids? Just why in general? We just need to be more strategic when it comes down to when we have to face situations like this. Of course, we should always stand up for what is right. And from my understanding, Cyrus's his family is going to continue to pursue a civil suit, and also the some civil rights movements are going to try to get a federal case started for Rick Chow for a hate crime. And I hope that goes through. I truly hope that goes through. But in the meantime, while all that is being processed, continue to protest, continue to boycott again businesses that don't benefit us. There's plenty of Black owned businesses or any other businesses. Again, support businesses that support you. Just to give you some insight, I'm not going to be a person that's just going to come up here and just talk that talk. I do my own nails. You're not going to ever get me with, well, what are you going to do if Asian nail salons are not in your neighborhood? One, I live in a predominantly white neighborhood, right? And, y'all are here for sure. Y'all have your nail salons here too. Y'all also have liquor stores here, but they're not called liquor store. They're called wine. They call them like wine stores. I guess that's a more luxury title of a liquor store. But yes, y'all are definitely here. But again, as a substance abuse nurse, it doesn't move me. And I do my own. I do my own for that particular reason. I don't ever want to go into a place where I feel like, okay, it's just you don't respect me. You just want my money. Yeah, I'm not going to you. Yeah, I'm not going to put money into your family's pocket when I know that you're talking behind my back. This has nothing to do with language per se, because I'm a product of immigrants. It's just I'm not feeding you. I'm not feeding you. And as far as Chinese food, that's like once in a freaking blue moon when I actually want to consume it. And it's very rare that I'm like, okay, I would like to have dot, 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 dot. And it's not that serious. So I won't miss not having anything that, you guys place in the community, right? I don't have to, as far as like beauty supplies, I make my own. Not a loss for me. But I'll play another video by another Asian content creator. I'm not promoting being hateful to anyone, but I am standing up for mine. And I am going to sit here and instruct my people to always protect yourself and always go anywhere that loves you. Be around those who love you. Don't ever put yourself in a position to where you are handing over your money where you're hated for real.
I don't want to be your enemy. I understand you guys are upset and you want to boycott Asian run businesses. Totally fair. I do acknowledge that many Asian people could be racist. And I condemn all races, regardless their ethnicities. Racism should not be accepted or tolerated.
And you're absolutely right. But what's crazy to me is that it took a tragedy for you to even possibly even come out to say anything. You probably felt the need to speak on it because you are Asian. And yes, during COVID, Asians were being attacked because it was the narrative of COVID being brought over to the US, from China, and then all Asians got targeted. That was horrific and terrible. But in this situation, and any other situation where there has been a Black child who was taken, or any other Black person who was taken due to the hands of unnecessary violence, no one is really speaking up. No one is saying anything. It's a hush hush. And then when we want to talk about our trauma, it's like, here you guys go again, talking about your trauma. Y'all justify why things happened, right? Oh, why did Cyrus have a gun? Maybe he was in a neighborhood where he felt like he needed to defend himself. But what we do know, regardless of whether or not he had a gun, no, he's 14. He should have never had access to that. But he never drew it on the person that stated that his life was threatened. That is a fact. That is a fact. So whether he had it or not doesn't matter. That doesn't justify his death.
But not all of us are racist. I don't think I'm racist. I mean, I try not to be. I don't think I'm racist. I'm just Asian. I don't think this.
Not that I try not to be, honey. And I understand. Culture is funny because some of us are raised to believe a certain thing, right? We know that no one on this planet is born with hatred. It's taught. If there's any form of prejudice in you, any form of hatred in you, it's either you were taught that or you had a bad experience and then now you associate that experience with the actual community, which is wild business. You wouldn't want to be judged based on someone else's crime. If you didn't commit it, why should we look at you just because you might look a certain way? And again, we should still not look at every Asian person and be like, you know what? No, that's not the case. We should still spread love, show form of kindness. Yes, we are entitled to be upset. We are all angry. A 14-year-old boy died for literally nothing. He didn't steal. He didn't hit. He didn't point at. He didn't do anything. He lost his life over nothing. But let someone else tell this story. They were so fearful of this 14-year-old child. Yes, this 14-year-old child had a gun, but it wasn't being pointed at anyone. And the fact that the jury in Columbia, South Carolina, acquitted this man regardless of what was proven and acquitted him based on self-defense blows my mind. It blows my mind. It just does. It does. It does. It does. We're entitled to feel a little bitter right now. And I appreciate this man's his attempt, but you're only doing this because you're scared, which is okay. If y'all see him, leave him alone.
Fair that we all are punished because of one guy. I mean, I don't know who the fuck is Rick Chow is. Why are we all punished because of this one guy? But don't call all Asian people our enemy.
But you know what's crazy is that I hear your point, buddy. I truly do. Why are you all being punished for this one guy? What do you think that Black people go through? We could be educated. We could present ourselves well. And regardless of our background, some of us get treated a certain way. You don't have to know what's from Adam, but yet you may have come across a Black person in your lifetime that did something to you, and now it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? Now you have a problem with every Black person that you see. So I don't know. You can answer that. So I don't know, guys. We need to pray for the family of Cyrus Carmack Belton. That child was taken too soon. And I just keep saying it in my mind, 4 bottled waters. 4 freaking bottled waters that remain in the store. This young man lost his life. All I'm going to sit here and say about the person who was acquitted, his name is Rick Chow. He no longer owns the gas station. He sold it. And I know the owners of that gas station did put a statement out that they have no form of association with that guy. Praise God. But I know that justice is going to be served one way or another. However way that looks like, you can come up with that conclusion by yourself. But he won't go unpunished, right? God definitely works things in mysterious ways, and I feel like something's going to happen. But I will say movements like this become so redundant because it's the same cycle. One of us dies, we protest for 2.5 seconds, we boycott for 0.5 seconds, and then we go back to business as usual. That mindset has to stop. We need to circulate our funds within ourselves. There's plenty of Black businesses. I was having a conversation with my bestie. Sometimes when we all try to circulate our money within our own community, sometimes we get a rep for being unprofessional. If that is the case, we need to tighten up on that. If we're trying to sit here and build our own, if you're going to sit here and serve people who may not look like you with respect, being punctual, and then when it comes down to your own, you want to slack off. No, we deserve the same punctuality, the same great customer service, and let's make this happen. We can't be sometimey, fair weathery when it comes down to these boycotts. We got to stand 10 toes down. If we're going to sit here and say that we are at this moment, we are going to boycott certain businesses owned by certain people, then we need to go ahead and do that. There's no love lost. I promise you, I will always give respect to whoever respects me. But I am only going to sit here, if at all possible, move money only at places that respect me and mine. That's all I got for that. Yes, please, in the comment section, if you all can send a prayer to Cyrus's parents, to his friends, family, to anyone who loved him, because he's gone too soon. I don't want any hatred in my comment section. This situation is already horrific. And even though I may have strong opinions, I always want to keep it respectful. Always got to keep it respectful, because I do have someone who judges me. And I do believe in protecting my karma, as you should also. So yes, go ahead and send all your love, prayers, and condolences in the comment section. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And I will catch you all in the next one. Talk to you soon. Bye.
That's what I'm talking about. I